trunks, they ever ready. Assault and battery, if you scared, you never ready.
Alright, this video is going to be about WWE and their attempt, actually, they're very desperate attempt, I'm going to rephrase that, they're very desperate attempt in bringing in a fan base that has pretty much turned their back on them and given up, pretty much. Third time's a charm, but I don't think it is going to be for WWE, because I think all those fans that you've disappointed, all those fans that got their money back for the last two pay-per-views, they're not going to invest their money again. I personally don't think in the product for the third time. You can't just toy around with your fans like that. And I think WWE's been doing it for so long, and I think now fans are starting to rebel against them. Now they're literally going to the companies and their whatever satellite companies and calling and getting refunds, whether or not there's a blackout, whether the show sucked. Like Night of Champions, you didn't get a finish. So what'd you do? Some people called and they tried getting their money back. They were promised a certain thing and they never got what WWE promised. And I think a lot of fans are really starting to rebel against everything WWE does now. For example, the Santino, Cobra, Jinder Mahal, Great Khali thing, there was a huge backlash on Twitter to the point where Triple H actually had to respond. Had the COO of a company respond to a fan who was bashing the thing. He must have got a lot of people just, sticking it to him about that decision being made, and he had to literally post a picture of the guy in India charming a snake, and he's like, this is reality, don't complain kind of thing. Hell in a Cell's booked months in advance. It's always going to be the blow-off pay-per-view because of the Cell. Any feud that's been going on since after SummerSlam is going to be blown off at Hell in a Cell. So why have two pay-per-views literally 2 weeks apart? Because you're only going to get a bad show. It seems like October pay-per-views never pay off. I know Night of Champions with Cena and CM Punk was a great match. Build-up was fine. I remember the go-home show was when Jerry Lawler had his heart attack. And I remember that like it was yesterday. But it was like, very rarely will you get a good match or a good lead-up to, with only 2 weeks build. And now, that the big blow-off shows coming up, a lot of people are going to be giving WWE the time of day. I went to Battleground, but otherwise, I attend WrestleMania, and I'll go to the theater if the show is really good, but otherwise I'm not going to be going and spending $60 on a show that I know it's going to suck. And some people invest their money, and some people literally, they take the chance and hope for the best. I'm not one of those people. You look at the card, what they have right now, you have Cena returning out of nowhere, in a nothing match against Del Rio for nothing, there's no reason Cena should come back and feud with Alberto Del Rio. It's like 2 years ago, it was like they had a feud. Cena and Del Rio were feuding. 2 years later, these guys are on two different spectrums of the WWE universe. I don't know why Cena's coming back for the world title, let alone, a title match in general. And then you have Shawn Michaels, who's going to be the special referee, which I think was the plan the whole time. You have a potential Big Show versus Triple H match. You have the Shield versus the Rhodes family, which I think is going to happen for the tag titles at the pay-per-view. And those four matches alone really kind of set the standard for what the pay-per-view is going to be. And those four matches seem pretty sweet. And the Rhodes family is going to be great, and from what we've seen. Cena is an attraction of himself. Shawn Michaels, same thing. And Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton for, I think, the fourth or fifth time in a row. Well, SummerSlam, Night of Champions, Battleground, fourth time in a row. Pay-per-view main event, where you haven't got a winner. Two of those, fourth time, right? So SummerSlam, Randy won. Night of Champions, no one won. Then you had, Daniel Bryan won, but they took the belt away after. But you haven't had a decisive winner in that feud, and I think people are starting to get really agitated and feel like, they're just going to screw us over again, so why would we pay for it? Which I don't blame them for. I went into Battleground fully expecting no winner because, A, it's Buffalo. Why would they change it in a pay-per-view that's just literally a throwaway? And, that's pretty much it. There's no B, C, D. Like, A, that's pretty much everything. Why would they do that? We'll see how the pay-per-view goes, because I know Night of Champions was shit. Battleground, I was live. It wasn't good, but it came off worse on TV. And Hell in a Cell, they're big. It's going to be the big one. It's going to be, the be-all, end-all for that feud of Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. but will people buy into it? And I think the fact that you have Cena coming back, you have Shawn Michaels, I think people will kind of give WWE that benefit of the doubt again, and which is what they do best. As soon as they have the fans coming away, they just need two guys to come back, these two legendary names, Cena being one of them, Shawn Michaels being the other, and they're back on track, and maybe even a Triple H match. So, I don't know, we'll see. And let me know what you guys think of Hell in a Cell. It's going to be in Miami. I'm sure I know a few guys in Florida. I wonder if they're going to be going. But anyways, see you guys in the next video.